Masha is now going to demonstrate proper lifting technique. She's going to have her hips and her trunk, her spine, they're all facing the object in the same direction. What we don't want to do is to turn off at an angle. We don't want to try to have our hips one way and then have to make the spine bend towards the object. So to show that, that's a recipe for trouble right there. So you want your whole body, your face, your neck, everything, all the way on down to your knees and feet, facing the object as straight on as possible. Number two, Masha wants to get as close to it as she can. If possible, it's best to straddle the object. If she can't because it's too big or unwieldy, she wants to get as close up to it as she can, as opposed to standing far back and bending over. So if we demonstrate what we don't want to do, obviously this position puts a lot of stretch and torque across the spine. One more time. Even if it's light, now the lever arm is so long here that it puts a lot of torque across the spine, and that increases the risk for injury. If Masha comes close to the object and she's trying to pick up, now there's going to be very little distance between her and the object, and she can keep her spine straight up, again putting a lot less strain across her back. I will have Masha stand up one time before she picks up the object. We're going to demonstrate also how it's important to keep the abdominal muscles drawn in and contracted as she bends down, keeping her spine in a neutral position. So the abs draw in, she's addressing the object, she now bends down, and notice how she bends with her knees. She's as close to the object as she can be. She grabs the object, and she keeps it in tight to her body as she stands up, keeping her abs nice and stable, back stable, and the object stays in close to her body. Now we're going to show a couple of things not to do. So if we put the object back down. Now Masha's going to demonstrate what happens if she lets the object come out away from her. So far she's looking good, but here, again, there's a long lever arm, and this can put too much torque on the spine, all the way from the neck and shoulders all the way down. Also, if Masha were to try to twist as she's lifting, so she starts to turn, again, a lot of torque and force applied across the spine as well as across the arms. It's very mechanically inefficient to do this and can put you at greater risk of injury. So one more time, instead, Masha's going to get as close to the object as she can. She bends down, keeping her core and abs stable, spine neutral, and she keeps that object in tight to her body, and if she has to turn, she turns as a unit.